years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, hey everybody, this is Alex Bennett and this is the Ramble. We go until, let's see here. Oh, midnight. Yes, we do. All right, here we go once again. Into the breach, dear friends, into the breach. Let's make a call out to Las Vegas and see what happens here. We got to wait for it to, it's starting to ring. Yeah, it's starting to ring. And we'll see what happens here. If he picks up. Come on, pick up, my friend.
I told you never to call me when I'm watching Lancer. And our TV obscure references for today, Lancer.
Lancer. Do you remember?
Lancer.
Do you remember Lancer?
A couple of times. I think my father used to watch it as a Western or something.
Yeah.
In color on CBS.
Yeah. They used to make a big deal about in color.
In color. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, how you doing, Stephen Pearl?
Good on this wonderful hump day today.
On this wonderful
December already. My God, the time just zips by.
Wow. Yeah. So, how you doing?
All right, just still alive. There you go. So, ready for another year.
As long as you're above room temperature, everything is fine. Yes,
exactly. That's what I know. As long as you got a pulse, every day is a good day. That's what they say. That's what they be telling me.
Yeah. If you got the pulse, you got it. Yeah, I just, today, well, actually, this is going to be played not on it, but we're recording it on it. This is my 80th birthday today.
Happy birthday. Jesus, you made the big 80. How about that? Not too many people can say that.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
Yep, it sure is. It sure is. Well, it's like it's kind of like you're 80 and you go, oh, isn't that amazing? And everybody applauds. And the answer is I didn't have to do anything to reach 80. I just had to not die. You
had to not die. That's all. Not that hard.
So I'm sorry, but I can't take any claim to any ability at doing anything except keeping on breathing.
It's a milestone.
Yeah.
To reach a milestone, you just have to not die. So stay alive, and you'll reach that milestone.
But at least I've got something now that I can depend on as a what can we call it, a infirmity or whatever. This prostate cancer. So, but then they'll cure that, and I'll have nothing to gripe about anymore.
There you go. You're alive forever. Who needs that?
Yeah. But will you come to the funeral?
Oh, I'll be there, sure.
Yeah.
Try to have it in Vegas, though. I don't have the train.
See, that's the problem. I figure if I die tomorrow, I think one person would show up to my funeral. Well, two if you include my wife, but if she's busy,
Yeah.
might not be the case. But, whatever. So,
yep. What are you going to do? He won't be there. What do you care?
Yeah, that's right. I have no big deal being there, and it's, I will be there.
Well, part of you will be there. The rest of you will be somewhere else or nowhere. What do I know?
Kind of lying there,
As George Carlin said, when you die, your soul goes to a garage in Buffalo.
Did he say that?
One of my favorite lines ever.
Yeah. So anyway, it's you go, what the hell,
What the hell? Still here another day. What the fuck?
Well, it's just nothing. I have nothing. I had all these wonderful adventures in life, and now I don't have any adventures anymore.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
my biggest adventure is this whole situation with the cancer and the science fiction like solution they have to my problem, which is radiation. Okay. Well, no, it's not an oy vey, because it's really, they have this, like, first radiation I have to do is a thing called the cyber knife. Okay, it's not a knife. It's just they call it cyber knife. I don't know who came up with that name for it, but it sounds so deadly. It should be like cyber whatever. Anyway, it's just radiation, right? But what they do is my doctor sedates me, and then he puts 3 gold things in my prostate, which are used to aim the radiation. So I will have gold in my prostate, right? So then they've got this machine, and I've seen it. If you go online, it's like something out of science fiction. I mean, it just goes, does its thing. It circles and it goes around, and then it goes zap, and then you go home. And then you come back 2 days later, and they go zap again, and you do this for any number of times, and before you know it, after 5 of them, you're through with that. Then I wait a little bit, and then I have another operation where they put me under for an hour, and they stick radioactive seeds in my prostate.
Jeez.
Now, how science fiction is that?
Yeah, this is the future. It's amazing.
They'll be able to find me.
Yeah.
By just my radioactive signature. So. So that's what it's all about, and I'm sticking to it.
And science marches on. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my that's what's happening.
Well, we all wish you the best over here.
Well, that's my great adventure, is what I'm saying.
That's Alex's great adventure.
And I'm kind of looking forward to it. There are side effects, but I'm looking forward to it because it's so science fiction-like. I'll be walking around with some radioactive seeds in my prostate. I can't get near babies.
Oh, well, lucky you.
They say there's a whole rule they have where you can't get near babies.
Stay away from babies. You'll be glowing.
Yeah.
Stay away from those babies. You can't be a politician. Don't kiss any babies.
Right, exactly. So what have you? That.
What can you do? Another day at the beach.
Well, what can we talk about that's happy? Well, that's it for this. What can we talk about that's happy? Well, you're how old now?
What's that?
How old are you now?
I'm 64. November 16th, I turned 64.
Oh, you're creeping up on Social Security.
I know. Another couple of years, if I make it. My luck, the day before I turn 66, I get hit by a falling piano, but we shall see. Yeah,
well, I'm just figuring maybe we should, do a whole thing with just alta caca comedians.
Yeah. All the old farts, the new faces of 80. New faces of 62.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I
Well, as I said, I'm Steve McQueen at the end of Poppy. I'm still shaking my fist at the ocean. I'm still here, you bastards.
Yeah, still here.
Yeah.
Still here. Yeah.
Still performing. God knows why.
Yeah. Do you get tired of performing at all?
Sometimes, yeah, especially when it comes, I got to get to the gig and blah, blah, blah. It's just, I like being up there, but getting to the gig is what I figure I'm getting paid for. I'll do the gig for free. You got to pay me to get to the gig.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's just, at this age, I really enjoy being home with the cats and the weed and the computer and the TV and everything. So, to leave the house is a little bit of a chore. So.
Yeah,
I'm old. I deserve my stay-home time.
Yeah. Now, it's funny. All of us are getting old. I mean, this is really, really strange that all these people that I had on my show who at the time were kids, Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And I
That's
said,
right. I was in my 20s.
yeah, yeah, and I was in my, I guess, 60s or something like that. I mean, it was,
Big.
but
That's right. I mean, God, maybe like 40 years ago, 80 or something. Holy crap.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. So I mean, all these people that we know have gotten older, and some of them have even had strokes. You know,
That's right. Some of them have strokes. Some of them aren't here anymore. So, it's just the way of life. You got to deal with it.
well, what can we
go by this path?
let's get very depressed here. Name
Yeah,
some.
okay, why not?
Name a list of comedians that you knew who are now dead.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, there's Gil Christner. There's Lorenzo. There's Robin. There's, who's the other one? Kevin Meaney. There's, I can go on forever, and I think I will.
Well, you forgot Sam Kinison. You know,
Sam Kinison, definitely. Bill Hicks, the new Bill. I was in a movie with him.
right?
Who else is dead? Let's see. No, I didn't know Shanley. I met Belushi a few times. He's gone, but he took the early train out.
See what I'm saying?
Who else?
See what I'm saying? If we'd had
What?
this discussion 20 years ago, you couldn't name any.
No, I couldn't name anybody. Now the list goes on and on and on.
And then we have somebody like Will Durst, for instance, who had a stroke.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
That totally sucks, huh?
Yeah, and I think I read somewhere. I mean, I talked. I communicate with Debbie all the time via text. But I read an article where he just said, "Well, I guess my comedy career is over."
They sucks. I hope we save some money or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, that has. Well, he is a writer, and if he can still type, then he's still got a profession.
Yeah, I hear his mind is still working. He can still make the thoughts. He just has to.
Well,
get them out there, so.
that has got to be a terrible thing, is to be able to have the thoughts, but not be able to do anything with them.
Yeah, that was the problem with Richard Pryor. He had the MS. He could still, he could still have the thoughts, but his body couldn't paint the picture anymore, which totally sucks.
Yeah. Because in comedy, your tool is your voice.
Exactly.
And your body.
Yep. Yep. If I lost my voice, I'd be out of a job. I'd be, oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, that one really depresses me. So I go, well, I've only got prostate cancer, it's quite curable. Or maybe it isn't curable. Maybe it'll kill me eventually. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we all have something bad going on.
We're all on the hit list, baby. We're all going to go sooner or later.
Yeah.
Everybody's name is on the hit list, so just got to deal with it.
If anybody wants my advice on how you get to 80, I don't have any.
You either make it or you don't. That's all.
Yeah, you either
Look
make
at
it.
Keith Richards. People who live real healthy drop dead in their 40s, and then there's Keith Richards. So
that's the one.
No rhyme or reason or fairness to it.
That's the one I can't figure out. You look at Keith Richards, and he looks
like a tree.
He looks 10 days dead. Okay, he looks like an old oak tree. You're right.
He does. Looks like an old tree. Old tree face.
Yeah,
Love your initials in Keith.
He just keeps going. This is a guy who has so ravaged his body. And how old is he now? Do you know?
74, I believe. Today's his birthday, December 18th.
Oh, really?
74.
Okay, so I have the same. I have the same birthday as
You
Keith
got the same
Richards.
birthday as Keith Richards. That's right.
How about I have my same birthday as Steven Spielberg?
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm 2 days away from being the same age as Beethoven.
Okay.
I mean, when I was younger, I looked to see who had my birthday, and of course, none of these people like, Spielberg or Keith Richards existed at the time.
They wouldn't list that in the almanac back then.
Yeah, but I mean, it was something. It was something.
Yep.
Anyway, so whenever we're playing this, whether it's a day after my birthday or on my birthday, I guess this is all appropriate. And I just don't know how I got this old. I mean, and I all the things
you just did. You didn't die for 80 years. That's what happened.
Well, also, I look at all the years that have passed and what went on in those years, and it kind of like makes me. It weirds me out a little bit. Yeah. Oh, there goes your phone, or is that my phone?
Hello.
You know something? My wife always calls me. I'll decline.
Right when you're on the air, yeah, sure.
While I'm on the air, that's what that was, folks. That was my wife calling me. She always. I always tell her, don't call me between 1 and 1:30. That's usually when I'm doing an interview.
And they do. Yeah.
And she calls me. You know. So what the hell?
Yeah. Just like a woman, just like a bride, ain't it? Just like a bride.
Yeah. So what are you listening? You know, you always, when we talk to you about music, which you are an expert on.
I love the music. I love to have the notes around me.
You
and
love the music. The other day, my wife said to me, I hear rap, and it goes in one ear and out the other. It's just kind of like ambient.
Yep. Nasty.
Do you have any respect for rap music?
I don't like it myself. You know, somebody who can make millions of dollars out of it, be my guest. The society has sunk that low. But, no, I don't really like it. It doesn't do a thing for me. And I understand in some ways it's today's blues, people talking about what's going on around their neighborhoods and in their lives and all that stuff. But it doesn't do a thing for me. And if you're going to play your rap music, keep going by my house.
Well, you know, one of the things I used to, what I said about it was, it's kind of, if you think about it, folk music.
Yeah.
Because they're all telling stories about stuff. I mean, it's gangster stuff. So what's going on in their lives at the current moment. And folk music really was a kind of reportage of the times, you know?
Yep.
So
this is this is today's blues. It's just not my kind of blues. So.
Yeah. Now, is there anything new you listen to?
No, absolutely nothing. Nothing. You know, there's some new blues bands and stuff, but it's been done, and I'd rather listen to the masters. So, you know, it's just me. Yeah. So there's nothing new that interests me comedically or musically. That there's nothing. Just keep walking. You know, I'm not interested.
Now, does that make you feel old?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I look at my ticket stubs I've saved. You know, this November 5th, 1970. Holy shit. You know, that makes me feel old, very old. But when I interviewed Edgar Winter a while ago for my late great podcast show Referendum, which is still on the computer by the way, if you're interested, and he said something really interesting, that it's every generation's job and duty to artistically make the generation before them uncomfortable. So they've done it with rap. So, you know, I always thought that was a very good quote. So that's what they did. So they're making us uncomfortable. So, yeah. Well, of course, rap now has been around for 2 generations, so I don't know one generation from the other, but, you know.
See, I hate to put anything down that's new because I worry that I am making myself dispensable. You know, I mean,
we're all dispensable.
I'd like to be able to really get into rap music, and some of the rap music I've heard I've actually liked. You know, but some of it I'd like to know it better so I could distinguish between good and bad rap. Okay.
Well, there's East Coast and there's West Coast. I can't tell the difference. I don't listen to it, so you know, there's all kinds of.
My father was a musician. He was a violinist.
Yeah.
Taught me that there's no such thing as bad. There's no such thing as bad music. In other words, you can't say rap is bad. Okay.
Yeah.
There is only good and bad music.
Yeah.
And within a certain thing like rap, if you want to keep with it, you should know the difference between good rap and bad rap.
Well, that's like we got to know the difference between good rotten food and bad rotten food. It's all rotten.
Well, no, but in the case of rap, I mean, there are a couple of people who have done, I think, fairly significant stuff.
Okay.
You know, I can't name them.
Yeah.
But
I can't either.
I've heard somewhere. I go, you know, it's pretty good. You know, he's doing the reportage, as I said.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of I'm funny about all this. You know, and I'm mixed about it. That's the other problem.
Yep.
But I don't want to feel that I don't know it, and yet I really don't know it. And like my wife said, it goes in one ear and out the other. It's there.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah,
It
just doesn't do it for me. So I don't like classical music. I respect it. There's some brilliant stuff out there, but it just doesn't do anything for me.
Okay,
I'm not going to put.
Yeah. So I'm an old guy.
I'm not going to put rap in the same category as classical, but if I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't like eating tomatoes. I'm not against it if somebody does like tomatoes. So, knock yourself out, but just keep it off my lawn.
What's the majority of the music on my iPhone? A long time ago, somebody gave me every song ever recorded by Frank Sinatra.
Oh, my God. I'd love to have that.
Yeah, and I put it on my iPhone. And I listened to nothing but Sinatra for the longest time. Now I'm starting to listen to other stuff, too. But Sinatra was my main go-to thing. And I didn't like Sinatra that much. I didn't like him that much when I was younger. When I was younger, I was I remember my first big mania for a musician was Fats Domino.
Oh, I love Fats Domino.
Yeah. And Fats, by the way, folks, in case you want to dismiss him, had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, either the same amount as or more hits than Elvis Presley.
Wow. How about that? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hits.
He had
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, he had about 20 number one hits. I mean, he was had an amazing career. And that was all out of New Orleans.
Yep. And Dave Bartholomew, Antoine Domino.
Yep. Dave Bartholomew was a genius behind all that.
Yep.
And I love Fats Domino. That was my...
Me too.
And then I started getting a little bit of taste, and I started learning good from bad, and then I got into Chuck Berry, who to this day I think defined rock and roll.
Sure, his songs are amazing. Americana all the way.
He didn't do
Teenage Angst.
What was the first rock and roll record? I have heard people say what it was. I just want to know what you think it was.
Oh, it's debatable. It could go, God, there's one called Hey Bud Officer from 1953, which counts as rock and roll. There's some old blues. It's so debatable. You can't really say
the one that I always hear is the first rock and roll record was Rocket 88 by Ike Turner.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah, but that's rock and roll. But there were records before that kind of rocked out. So
Well, I mean, you
got to just.
You could go back before that, and you had. I'm trying to remember who some of the people were, but you had some musicians doing what was the edge of rock and roll. It was more, the edge of R&B, but they hadn't quantified it. But supposedly Ike Turner did,
Yeah.
In fact, Ike Turner was really terrific.
Oh, he's a talent scout back then in Memphis for Sun Records or one of those record labels.
But I mean, he knew talent when he saw it. He knew how to develop it. And for all
boy, could he breaking those, but that's another story.
Well, you hear all those stories that Tina told, and I guess since she wrote the book, I guess that remains the history. But, Tina, you wouldn't be what you became if it weren't for Ike.
That's right. Just
like Gwyneth Paltrow wouldn't have become what she did if it weren't for Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, God.
Who bought her an Academy Award.
That's right.
So it's a give and take. I mean, Ike Turner, I guess, was terrible. I guess he did beat the shit out of her, and it was terrible and all of that. But nevertheless, nobody would have ever heard of Tina Turner if Ike Turner hadn't created her.
That's true. The good and the bad. Yeah, Hitler the fascist and Hitler the wonderful artist. It depends how you want to judge him.
And I would just once like to hear her say, Ike Turner treated me terribly, but I have to give him credit for making me what I am. I mean, she never says that,
Nope.
And what he did was terrible.
Ungrateful bitch.
Ungrateful bitch. Yeah, he just hit her to make her shut up.
She could have thanked him through her body cast.
Yeah, I mean, he was terrible to her. I mean, he was terrible. He was a terrible guy that way. But you have to give him credit. he was phenomenal. That whole act, the Ikettes, all of that.
Yeah, sure.
People forget there was a period. Do you remember there was a period where the Ikettes had hits?
Yeah.
So I mean, this was a guy with a Midas touch when it came to music, and he gets dismissed completely because of Tina's version of him.
Yeah, of course, bam, bang, ping, boom.
And let's face it, no matter how terrible a person you are, no matter what you've done to somebody else like that, you have to give the person credit for what he did.
Yep.
I mean, even Weinstein, you got to give him credit for creating all the Academy Award winning pictures he created.
Yeah.
So,
let's think of all the good people Jeffrey Dahmer didn't eat. So.
Yes, right. All the McDonald's burgers he had instead.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Could have been somebody.
Not saying these are great guys. What I'm saying is they're great guys. They're not great guys, but let's not diminish their contributions. That's all.
Exactly. That's right. John Wayne Gacy was a hell of a painter. You leave him alone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And who was the clown?
You need a clown. You need a clown painting or a clown in person. You call John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. Hey, we've run out of time. We've run out of a year, too, by the way.
Well, that was quick. My God, that one didn't run.
This is the last one for the year.
That's right. Oh, man, 2020. Look out. Hugh Downs. He's coming.
So as I did with Bubs yesterday, thank you so very much for having been a part of my life this year. And
same to you, my friend.
And we'll see you again next year, ladies and gentlemen.
Next year, my friend. That's only around the corner.
That's Stephen Pearl. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alex. See you in a short while.
5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And there we had Stephen Pearl. Always love to have Stephen on. Last appearance of the year. In fact, tomorrow night's our last show of the year because we take the last week. Traditionally, we've taken the last week of the year off, and we'll do some, replay some old programming and stuff like that. Nothing much. Nothing for you to really listen to. Now I'm trying to get Skype to start here, but it just keeps bouncing up and down. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. Okay. Jeez almighty. Every night there's been something a little wrong. I mean, this is okay, though. I'm fine now. Yeah, I'm fine. I think. We'll see. Okay. Here comes Kathleen. Let's see here. There she is. And here comes Phil Meyer. Let me move him. Where? There he is. He's in this place where he was last night. So we just have to fill that place in the middle.
My place of honor.
Yeah. Here comes Charlie Wallace. Let me see here.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, let me see here. Hey, he was there before, too. Oh, boy. Everybody's in the same place they were last night, which shows you, same old crowd, folks. Same old gang.
East Coast and West Coast rap. Okay, so East Coast rap, they usually use funk samples in their songs, and their songs are more about gang life and anti-police, and it's, Snoop Dogg, Dre, blah, blah, blah. East Coast rap is usually more about poverty and crime, and they use more jazz samples. They use no funk samples. And they have DJs and MCs. That's where all that started out. And it's like, so it would probably be like Biggie. And I know the freaking whitest shiksa telling you about.
Well, that would be Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So, where did you learn all this?
Well, I worked in Oakland for 24 years, and I worked in Richmond for 3 out of my 27 years at UPS.
Okay, and so now she told us. I guess that was off of the interview I did with Pearl, and
Yeah,
we
I
were
was
talking
listening.
about rap, and neither. I mean, I know a little bit about rap. I mean, I know about Biggie and Tupac and things like that, but I don't. I don't really get into it 100%. So.
Well, if you listen to like Eminem, he does a lot of his phrasing is like Sinatra's when he raps.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, I will have to listen to some Eminem sometime, or eat some.
I'd rather
eat some
listen to
as well. What?
I'd rather listen to country music with the worst twang in the world than rap music.
Well, I never liked the term rap music. Is it music?
Well, the first
they
who
think it
did the
is.
first rap? Was it who was it? It was
Well,
Rap's Delight.
No, I'll tell you.
70 something.
Oh, I can go back, take you back further than that. I was playing in New York and used to have on my show a group of guys called the Last Poets. And it's the first time I remember ever hearing that kind of thing. And what it did is it came out of prisons because they were called toasts. And so if you ever get a chance, go listen to the Last Poets. They were amazing. But I had them on my show, in 76 maybe earlier than that, So, yeah, I'm sticking to that story.
I like the Mighty Boosh when they would crimp.
Will you shut the fuck up?
I used to primp, but I don't have enough hair left.
What is with this? What? Oh boy. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Actually, I listen to music from all over the world. That's why I'm so happy that Tower Records closed.
Wait a minute.
Place to go.
Why? Why are you happy?
Well, because remember, I'd be leaving your place and you'd say, are you going to Tower Records? Yep. And you'd be right behind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you could listen to the music and I'd be all over the place.
Well, that's also where I bought my laser discs.
Yep.
And but what I didn't like about Tower Records was the guys behind the counter. I tried to one time explain to them that they weren't in the music business; they were just selling it.
Yeah.
Okay, and what happened was there was this horrible actress by the name of Pia Zadora.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which we all said that if she ever married Ronnie Lott, her name would be Pia Lott.
Yep.
And Pia Zadora, but she put out an album singing, and she was really good. She was really, really good. So I went into Tower Records and I said, "Yeah, Pia Zadora's album." And the guy behind the counter goes, "What do you want that for?" And I'm going, "Hey, just sell me the fucking music.
Yeah.
Don't comment on it. You're not a reviewer."
My brother Mike worked at Tower Records years ago. So one day I called him up, can I please speak with Michael Halstead? And they put me on hold, and all of a sudden there's Jimmy Stewart doing an advertisement for Tower Records. And I'm going, holy shit, how did they get Jimmy Stewart? So my brother comes on the phone and we're chatting about stuff. And then before we hang up, I go, oh my God, Mike, how'd you guys get Jimmy Stewart to do that ad for Tower Records? He goes, Kath, that's me. I go, he sounded just
like Jimmy
him.
Stewart.
He goes, they want me to do some stuff, so I do some stuff for them.
Wow. Wow. So anyway, I guess this is going to be it, huh? Tonight?
Looks like it.
Yeah, looks like it.
Also, I can say something that'll get some people upset, and then they'll call in.
Well, yeah, but wait a while. Wait a while. We'll hold that as our ace in the hole if nobody calls. Okay.
All right.
And then that doesn't make them call. It just makes them turn off their computers.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of good movies lately. I saw the best movie of the year. Literally, maybe the best movie of the decade.
What's that?
It's a film called 1917. And
A little dated, don't you think?
yeah, it's a little dated. Yeah, and it is the most phenomenal motion picture I've seen in years. I mean, it's
Nice.
just amazing. And it's coming out on Christmas Day, and then opening up wide, as they like to say in the whorehouses all over, opening wide on the 10th of January. And I got to see it because a friend of mine belongs to the Directors Guild, and he had a copy, and we brought it home and watched it. And Marjorie found it so upsetting, so tense.
Yeah.
She said her stomach was starting to hurt. Because
What was it about?
That's what the commercials do to me.
you've seen the commercials for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What it is, how do I explain this? It's about World War I,
One.
and the trenches in World War I. And these two soldiers are ordered to take a message across no man's land to this other regiment to tell them not to attack because it's a trap. All right? That's the plot. That's it, plain and simple. It's all done in one tracking shot.
Holy shit.
All 2 hours is one complete tracking shot. It really isn't. They use some tricks to do it, and it's amazing because they say, "Hey, it's a long tracking shot," but then 2 hours go by and 2 days have happened already. But it never, the camera never keeps moving, never stops moving, and so you are now carried along with them into the middle of this thing, and so it just becomes really tense.
Ooh, I can see how your stomach get knotted
Yeah.
up.
Oh, it is absolutely amazing, and it's directed by the guy who did the Bond pictures and did American Beauty, and I'm trying to remember his name now. What is it? I can't remember. Oh well, I'll remember a little bit later. Great film, just a great film. And then I started. Today I managed to get my access to all the screeners for the SAG Awards, and we watched Bombshell, the movie about Fox News and
Fox.
about Megyn Kelly and Gretchen Carlson.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really good. It's really good. I expected it to suck. I expected it to be mediocre. It was really quite good.
It's in theaters now.
No, it's in theaters tomorrow.
Tomorrow? What other screeners did they give you?
Oh, I think I got about 17 of them. Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can't remember all the ones I got, but that are available. They do them online now. It used to be they would send you the discs, right?
Yeah.
But they don't really do that anymore. They do it so that you put this app on your Apple TV, and then you can watch the thing.
Can you play them over GabNet in a continuous loop of 17 movies so we can judge?
Not really, not really. And even if I could, I would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Some of the movies, though, it bothers me. They've got like SAG, and then my ID number imprinted in the middle of the picture, kind of softly, but it's there.
Like a watermark.
Yeah, so a watermark so that nobody can steal it. Some films don't have that, though. But it really...
if you don't see it, it doesn't mean they don't have it. Some of them are digitally identifiable to you.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
but this is about the only way they can really do it, though. The other ways, they're just bullshitting that they're doing it, But anyway, so I got all these movies to watch, and I'm looking forward to Joker, which I hear is a great film. And I'm trying to remember all the other films that JoJo something, I can't remember. But the Parasite, which is a lot of people say that is one of the best films of the year, and really, really good stuff. But 1917. You should go to a theater to watch it. You know, it's just an amazing motion picture. So, anyway, that's it. That's it for me, folks. Thank you. Good night. Thanks for joining me. What? I got another hour and 15 minutes. So tomorrow I go to my doctor. No, don't give me that look. It's not like
I know, but it's like, well, what are you going for? Is that just all the preliminary?
Yeah, what happens
shit?
whenever they put you out, you have to get an okay from your doctor.
Oh.
So I have to go have them draw some blood and do some things, and then send the whole thing over to my doctor and say, it's okay if you gas him, you know.
You won't die, yeah.
Yeah. So they can then put me out for 10 minutes, you know. There are two occasions they're going to put me out in this whole process. One takes an hour, and one takes like literally 10 minutes.
Wow.
They put what's called a spacer in me, which goes between my rectum and my prostate, so that the rectum doesn't get affected by the radiation. Otherwise, you can get some like permanent damage and stuff that you get. So they do that, and and I said, am I gonna feel that afterwards? And he says, no, it's just there. I think it's a gel they put between.
Yeah, you were saying that yesterday.
So when you take a crap after the radiation, will the radiation kill the smell?
No, it will probably make the toilet explode
or glow.
Everything will be glowing.
Be this mushroom cloud coming up out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't. Let's see. I can't get near pregnant women, or for about, I think, 2 weeks, something like that. It's not a long time. Although the radiation exists for about 2 months. Yeah. This is really I'm kind of looking forward to it, because one of the things I'm doing is this cyber knife, and it's this giant machine that just like does all this kind of stuff around you and to the side of you, and it's all pre-programmed because they figured out where they want the stuff to go and blah. And I'm looking forward to that. It's all sci-fi. You know,
yeah. One of your listeners, who's a friend, becoming a friend of mine, wrote me after I talked about the machine that they use for my operations, called a Da Vinci, and he says that the company that sells and developed the Da Vinci is down the street from his company, and so I looked up the stock. It's trading at $523 a share for this, the company that sells or makes this machine.
Yeah, that sounds good. The Da Vinci, yeah? Yeah.
Da Vinci, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Sounds like my echocardiogram. They would have me drink this radioactive solution, and then I'd lay down on this machine, and it's going all around me, and it's projecting
it's a CT scan, isn't it?
Well, it's a 3D image of my heart.
No, that's not an. I don't think that's
an MRI.
I don't know that that's an echocardiogram, because I've had an echocardiogram, and it's not that way exactly.
They didn't make me drink anything when I did those things for the heart. They injected me with a dye in my arm.
That's a CT scan, is what you're talking about. It's not,
But the machine was like magnets and it went around.
That's a CT scan. That's a CT scan. And what they do, they have like a mini CT scan or something they use with this cyber knife, so they can just see exactly where they're hitting the prostate with the radiation and so on. And the reason I'm getting 2 different kinds of radiation is to make sure they get everything.
Yeah, I kept falling asleep in that machine, and they had to redo it. Redo the photo.
Oh, really? You know what they do for this thing, for the cyber knife? I mean, this is all sci-fi. I love this. They've got this.
Are you closed in or
you
no?
go in, and the first time you go in, it's not. They don't do the radiation or anything. It's called the rehearsal. And you go in there, and you lie down on this stuff, and then out of that stuff, they make a cast of a
So
literally a bed you will lie in so you don't move.
So when you go to this rehearsal, do you go da-da?
Yeah, right.
I'm alive.
Right. But no, but I thought that was really kind of cool, that we're going to have a rehearsal beforehand. I'm used to that, and then so then they see where they're going to do it and how they're going to do it and everything, and then you go in, and he told me it takes from the time you walk in to the time you leave 45 minutes, and there are 5 sessions over a period of a week and a half, and that's through. And then about a month later, he sticks something up my ass and puts in all those what do you call it?
Now, do you get to keep the bed afterwards? Can you imagine the support you're going to get on this bed?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. They probably
wonder what they do with it.
I'd probably throw it out, But the whole, the thing that's interesting about all of this, the only thing that's going to be of a bother to me are the side effects. The actual process is just, I'm thinking nothing.
You mean the nausea and that stuff, or
no? I don't think nausea is part of this. No, it's not. What is part of it is having to feel like you have to pee. Hello, Jeff. Feel like you have to pee all the time, and and that might be helped by the Cialis.
Well, ask him about that stuff that I'm taking. I think it's Trespian.
Believe me, this
I'll
doctor will give me anything that I need to make and ease this up, and I'm sure he knows all about it, Phil.
It's supposed to deal with the having to pee all the time.
Well, yeah, but this is it's going to be for a different reason than you. Okay, this is going to be because they're radiating the prostate, which is then pushing against stuff and so on. So I don't know. He'll probably give me something to ease it if I feel that it's any kind of a real problem. The other side effects, there really aren't that many other side effects, because this is very targeted radiation, as opposed to the kind of like Vernon Nunn told me he did like the 40-day course. And that kind of splatters the radiation all over. This targets it specifically to the prostate and doesn't go and hit your rectum, doesn't go and hit your other vital organs. So,
well,
so hopefully, hopefully I'll tolerate it okay. And, but that's going to be the worst part about it. There's no pain involved.
Will you be able to sit after this?
Oh, yeah, sure. Of course, any place I sit, there'll be a little glow after I leave, But
and the other thing is, will you be able to play the piano?
No, but then I couldn't play it before, so I tell you.
All right.
Yeah, but no, I think it's really quite fun and amazing, And I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't.
As Stephen Pearl would say, "Hey, it's going to be a laugh a minute."
Yeah, I mean, the part I worry about are the side effects. That's all. And who knows? My side effects may be just minimal. He said some people it's very minimal. Other people it's, they have a low tolerance and so on. But it's only going to be the whole process. If they get to the second part fast enough, the whole process is only going to take about a month, So, I mean, that's sure better than having to go for, 5 days a week for 8 weeks to go get radiated, And he says they don't even really do that anymore. He said that's actually considered too passé. And there are things he won't do because I'm older,
Did he mention ripping it out?
He said that's not even a question. He says to begin with, we would never remove your prostate because of your age. Yeah. That's for starters. And secondly, there's so many other things they can do to handle it. If all this fails and it comes back, okay, the PSA goes rising up again or whatever. They then give me,
you get the radiation.
No, then I got the hormones, and the hormones always work. It will take a was a doctor told me he knew somebody with a PSA of about a 30 or something like that, and he gave him the hormones, and within a month or so, it was down to a 1.
Wow.
Because what it does, I mean, that's not pleasant, but what it does is it starves the cancer.
The cancer.
From not having any testosterone. Okay, I have a lot of testosterone. That's why this.
Well, at least
Okay.
you wouldn't have to shave anymore.
And Kathleen knows I have a lot of testosterone. She's sampled it. Okay. I mean,
Father, like cologne.
but yeah, it's a new Italian ice, testosterone. But no, it really is the cancer, if it's robbed of testosterone, actually prostate cancer dies. It can't survive. So as long as you're taking robbing your testosterone from this whole system, but what happens is he said to me, we don't want to do that to you if we don't have to. He said, because at your age, you need all the testosterone you can get. Oh yeah, fatigue may be another side effect. So I mean, you may do shows some night or not do shows some night. As I go through this period and see how how it's affecting me that way. But then again, I'm always fatigued anyway, so I don't know how I'm going to tell the difference. But anyway, so yeah, what the hell? I'm happy that I know what we're going to do, and that it's not going to be that horrible. So, what the hell? I just want to get it over and done with so I can get on with my life. And then I'm taking a big vacation. I don't know where, but I'm taking a vacation.
Nice.
I haven't taken one since about 9 years. So, time to do that. Time to enjoy life a little bit.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So where should I go? Don't tell me, Phil. You're gonna say
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg. Good. I thought
Russia.
I told Marjorie. I said we're going on vacation, and she said where, and I said Long Island. So anyway, or as we here in New York say it, Long Island. It's one word. Long Island.
One word.
Yeah.
Long Island.
Yeah. Tony, where would you suggest I go? Oh, you don't go on vacations.
Would you want to go
I don't think
overseas?
you've ever
I
left
like-
your
you like
fucking
Italy.
house. What?
You liked Italy, didn't you? You always raved about Italy.
I liked
I
Italy.
love Italy.
But I didn't see much of Italy because I had a wife who couldn't walk. Remember? She was on
she got hurt.
crutches.
Oh, that's right. What about Rome? Go back.
Rome.
I didn't go to Rome.
Okay. But now you could because she's feeling better. That's right. She got hurt.
Remember the video?
Yeah, we got to have a whole video of that trip, and it gets
Trying to think,
worse.
would you want to leave the country? That's the whole thing.
Is that where you pushed her down the steps?
Yeah. No, as the vacation goes on, in the beginning she's walking. By the
Yeah.
end of it, she's being lifted into a plane by an elevating
was-
thing that. Yeah, I mean, it just got worse and worse and worse. But the thing was, if you ever are traveling in Europe and you really want to get a great treatment, what you do is simply, and it's very important that you do this, tell them that you go with crutches and everything, and they will do everything to accommodate you because they don't want to get sued. Okay? And what's great about that hi Kevin, that they don't want to get sued is that on top of that, if you have to go through customs, you just slide right through. She had a wheelchair, and I was pushing the wheelchair. Oh, forget it! Everybody stand back. Gimp coming through. Yeah. I mean, and
Get ahead of the line.
we had to go from we had a stop where we had to go from one, not airport, but
Terminal.
terminal to another. Yes, thank you. one terminal to another, and they got us a car. They got a car to take us there. It was specially made for a wheelchair. You know. So if you really want to travel to Europe and have a good time, just do it in a wheelchair.
You know, the curbs aren't set up for wheelchairs. There isn't a lot of handicap
what do you mean
access
what do you mean the
like we
curbs?
do have here.
Really?
What do you mean? Are you nuts?
What do you think? They're not
Are you nuts?
heard
What
of-
you have your whole attitude about Europe and places like that is like they're living in the dark ages when they've had
I've
all
been
this.
to Europe many times.
They had all this shit before we did.
Well, you know, I don't think so, but
I
you know,
know so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're
not going to change the curbs of a 1,000-year-old street because somebody's in a wheelchair.
Sure, they will. All they got to do is put a little dent in it so that you can wheel a wheelchair on it. They
don't do that shit.
They've done it with all.
Go over to Cobblestone Street.
They've done it with all. Phil, where are you going in Europe?
I go to places that are old, you know, whether it be Milan
What
or
do you
Florence
stay
or
in
Naples.
You stay in the cheap part of town? Is that what this is all about?
Oh, yeah.
Ye old Europe.
Yeah.
Ye olde
You know,
Europe.
You go to places like London and Oxford and Stratford-on-Avon and all of these places. They're 1,000 years old. They don't accommodate nothing.
You might be thinking Sicily or something. Is it Sicily really old?
I've never
Alex?
been to Sicily.
I think that's like old. I think Rome, where he's going, if we went, that's got to be old modern, no?
I think Rome is just polluted.
Yes, no.
What is
honest
with
with
you?
you, that's what
And
I've heard,
you
too,
you
is
have
that it's hard
absolutely
for-
this. What were you going to say, Kevin?
I said that's what I've heard too. People have told me you better be prepared to go over there if you're going to be doing a lot of walking because I have to be prepared for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they said they don't have the handicap spots or anything like that over there. You park and you got to walk your ass.
Well, we feel that makes you more self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think? You're Patrick?
You know, like
I'd say fuck it.
No, like I honestly believe that people who have disabilities should have to do things like why should they be able to park in a handicap parking spot right in front of the supermarket? I think they should have to park all the way back and then have to use their energy to get them to the supermarket. I think by coddling them, thank God Patrick can't call tonight or tomorrow night. But
Yeah, they ripped his cornea out.
yeah. Oh, that's a simple
He
operation.
could sit there and listen and cuss out though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah. But
He could save it up till next year.
I just think that we're doing a great disservice to these people by coddling them. You give them a reason to try and walk, or at least crawl.
Now.
Roll over the thing.
Yeah.
I have my placard and I use it when I need it, and that's the only time I use it.
Oh, really? You had one of those placards?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You know, I was
You're talking to one of them.
I was in in Seoul, Korea,
Yeah.
and the one thing I noticed there is that everybody was working. There was no graffiti, and there were no handicapped people anywhere, and there were no provisions for handicapped people anywhere.
That's because they put them away in some
Put 'em up in
Yeah.
the attic, huh?
in a closet somewhere.
But you know
they,
something,
they
I
get
gotta-
the fire hoses out and they.
I got to
push
tell
them
you, the
down
United
street.
States was a little late on all this stuff, though. A lot of countries were doing it before us. We're always a little slow on the uptake on this kind of stuff, and your whole idea is that any place else in the world is like living in prehistoric times,
Absolutely.
and you're out of your fucking mind. We're living in prehistoric times here because we got a president that's a fucking caveman.
Yeah.
Talking about Trump,
Oh,
you know what he said today? He said we got the lowest black unemployment rate since the abolition and the Emancipation Proclamation.
Jesus Christ.
He says all kinds
Sure
of
he
shit.
didn't say something like since the black was invented or something
Since
like
black
that.
was invented, yeah.
Jesus Christ, that guy's
Very creative.
so off.
Guy.
Yeah. He
Oh.
said before charcoal. You know?
Yeah. Before
That guy's so
minstrel
out of whack.
shows.
What the hell did
Yeah.
he say about Dingle yesterday?
Yeah, I don't
What did-
remember what he said, but I think that he didn't insult her husband first or
He
vice
insulted
versa.
her. He
Right in
insulted her
hell.
husband by handing back the flag and saying, "Well, as long as he's looking down or maybe looking up."
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
Yep,
he said
that's what he
looking
said.
up. In other words, saying from hell.
What a fucking motherfucking
Hey, wonders why nobody
cocksucker.
black will vote for him.
I don't know. You know, you got that Kanye West.
How do you defend
And-
that kind of behavior, Phil?
What?
What he did with Dingle.
What he did? I think he got called out on it by
Just
was
about
it,
everybody.
Graham.
Lindsey
Yeah.
Graham called him out on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Who the fuck is he nowadays?
Yeah, well, maybe he was stressed.
You know, when Lindsey
So?
Graham takes you to the woodshed, you know you're being taken to the woodshed because if there isn't a bigger asshole than that. You know?
About as soft as Jello.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he says some things that you know you wish he wouldn't, but he thinks he's a comedian. Hey, he should call into Gabnet.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you have him on Fridays.
Well, having you here is the next best thing.
It's true.
Yeah, yeah. I heard a little bit about that Dingle thing because I was watching TV out of the side of my head, and I saw Mrs. Dingle talking with somebody about what supposedly something Trump had said, but I didn't know what it was. So thank you for informing me that once again this man is capable of bad taste.
During a rally, and even his people at the rally kind of went, let's see, are we supposed to laugh now? Okay, laugh, ha 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 ha.
Wow, that's terrible. You know,
Yeah,
Hey.
it was like, you know,
Some moron on the chat wrote, Phil's attempting to be a comedian. I have an answer for them. You get what you pay for.
yeah. Wow, what an interesting topic. Alex's rectum. Rectum. Be back for
I
Jack's
guess
show.
we'll come back
It's
for Jack's
radioactive.
rectum.
Oh, I see.
Radioactive
At least he's got
rectum.
something to talk about. Yeah. Old Rin Tin Tin movies. Okay, so you know.
Well, hey, Jack may talk about his rectum, and you know,
did I miss rectum talk? Damn it!
yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do with Zim here? Let's see, I can do something with his thing. Let's see here. I'll remove what he said. Okay, there it
Oh.
goes. It's gone. You see?
Message deleted.
Yes.
It's gone. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
You showed
power.
him.
fuck you, Zim.
That's power.
Fuck you, Zim,
Yeah.
and they
Power.
fuck you, Zim, and your lousy hamburgers.
Yeah.
Remember
you know,
Zim's?
I never used to eat at Zim's.
I love
There was one-
Zim's. I
There was
love
one at what 19th and 19th and Lincoln.
something like that.
yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, I love Zim's. I used to go out of my way to go to Zim's and get a Zim burger.
Had good
Yeah.
coffee too. didn't
Are they there anymore? Nah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know. I haven't been over there in 25, 30 years.
they?
Really?
19th and Lincoln. Nah, they're not there no more.
No, they probably sold the building.
Yeah, yeah. Kathleen, you like purple, don't you? Because you wear purple a lot on the show.
I guess because a lot of my workout stuff is purple.
Is purple? Purple? Let me ask you a question. Anybody watch this debate tonight?
Oh, I did.
Well, no, I didn't.
Did you supposedly Buttigieg and Elizabeth Warren got into it?
And Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders were ready to kill each other. It was good.
That's awesome.
Oh,
All
really?
right.
Really? It's wonderful.
Warren-
Warren
fight.
slams Pete over Wine Caves video.
Over
What the
what?
fuck is that?
What?
I'm looking at a headline on Drudge. Warren slams Pete over Wine Caves video.
Why did I get that?
Okay.
one?
They
Click
had a
on it.
fundraiser.
She was
and-
ready to cry. in the-
Wait a minute. What were we
Really?
saying, Charlie?
Getting emotional over the
Woods
house.
had a fundraiser with rich people in the wine cave.
Well, who else gives money?
Yeah, I mean,
Poor people.
you got to go
You're
where
going to
you
get
gotta-
what kind of fundraiser you're going to have with poor people? You're going to end up giving them all the food, and they're not going to donate anything. Oh, give me that hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'll send you a check. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Liz, go out and get your money from poor people. See what that gets you. You know, of course.
It would get
You know,
nasty.
I don't know. Bernie's raised more money than Buttigieg.
probably has. He's always had a certain kind of mania behind him. I
Yeah.
mean, Buttigieg is new to this, and I think he's been doing quite well, all things considered. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's taking the big donor money.
But you know something? Yes, Jeff.
I think Bernie takes a lot of money from small pieces.
Yeah, small. Yeah.
And not the most richest people. And I think one of the reasons is a lot of the youngsters really like him. And you know, my young son, he's 27 or 28. He really loves Bernie.
You would think the unions would be donating to Bernie. You know?
Wouldn't you think that?
no.
You think the reason that Bernie is so popular with young people is he kind of has that grandpa thing going for him?
Nah, he's a socialist, and they want stuff for free.
Well, yeah, he does. Yeah. But him and Joe Biden got really excited in this.
Really?
Yeah,
What
he
did
was
do?
getting pretty worked
Wait
up.
a
When he
minute.
woke
Wait a
up-
minute. Hold on a
Rich
second.
people
Hold on
want
a second.
something for free. That's why they donate.
Hey, did
First
Joe
of
Biden
all,
wake
first
up?
of all,
He
yeah,
got
I'm
mad.
saying that I can't imagine Joe Biden getting agitated about anything.
He got agitated today. Did you see it, Kevin?
What did he
Yeah.
do? Run
Was
his
he all,
hands
"Hey,
through somebody's
man,"
hair?
or
He's
whatever
doing-
he
Well, wait a
said?
minute. Let Tony tell us what he saw.
What?
Phil?
Yeah, what did he say?
Well, Bernie Sanders was talking about health care, and Biden, he was kind of trying to say like Biden's thing wasn't doable like the way he wanted it, and he didn't like the way he was coming across. And when Bernie was talking after Biden talked, he just jumped up and he just goes, "It's my turn to rebuttal." Like she says, "You'll have a chance." Like he just got really agitated. Like it didn't look presidential to me. It looked like he was mad.
Well, I'll tell you, I really
He challenged a guy to a push-up contest. He gets mad fast.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do that push-up contest or hit somebody. You
Well,
know,
he probably teach you more than
I'd
me.
like to see how many bones he breaks. You know, from
You know, Biden's kind of a why-I-yada person.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really quite worried, guys, that the Trump may win the next election because I don't think the Democrats have anybody.
You can stop worrying, Alex. He's going to win.
Oh, okay.
You heard he's got a name for Buttigieg now.
Now, what's that?
Yeah, he's calling him Alfred E. Newman now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to get.
he's bringing it out more now.
I can't get Patrick on here. There we go. I think we.
You
maybe
see
have
that?
him?
There he
Now
is.
you,
There
now you
we
can
have
start
him.
talking shit about him.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I gotta go to my other thing here, and
Hey, Patrick's got an eye on us.
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah,
Darth Pat. Okay, and
How you
then
feeling,
we
buddy?
go. Wait a minute. There
Good,
we
sir.
go. And well,
He's
let
going to
me,
give us the evil eye.
wait a minute. You don't have any cup on your eyes.
No.
Why?
You don't need one.
The see, where's the cup down there?
No.
You know, just like.
Well,
the
wait a
gym
minute. When
teacher
did you
told
have the eye thing done?
You want to see the other cup? No. There's no cup. No patch. I just wear a patch when I go to bed, and it's a clear plastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Did you
saying.
ha-
The-
He
so-
had it yesterday or today?
Wait a minute. Can I ask him the question?
Yeah, I was repeating it because he didn't hear it.
But you had to put the cup on your eye when you went to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
That's so you don't accidentally poke yourself in your sleep.
Well, the reason I'm calling tonight
yeah.
is I got to be up at 4:00 anyway, so I took a nap when I got home. So
Yeah.
I'm up now, and I'm just going to stay up until the cripple van comes to pick me up. I have a follow-up visit right away in the morning
Yeah.
at about 7.
Yeah.
So the man will be here a little bit before 6. So I'd have to be up at 4. So I might as well just stay up. So I figured I'd call you and Jack, and then I'll watch some fucking television and that.
What was I right? It was very simple, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was it was longer to get me prepped, and in fact, what was great is I didn't even have to get undressed, other than take my shirt off. They let me keep my jeans on and my shoes.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have to take my shirt off.
Well, I had to take my shirt off. They had to put their sticky things with the wires and that shit. So whatever they were doing. But the great thing is that after the surgery, because I was awake through the whole thing, and he was talking to me, and I was talking to him. So we finished, and I said, "So now am I going to be able to walk again?" And the doctor said, "Oh, that's what we were supposed to do today?"
So you should have told me you put the marker in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
It's still on my forehead.
Yeah. I saw the picture earlier.
Yeah.
I was rubbing alcohol, and it just will probably just have to wear off.
They want to make
If
sure
you were a Hindu, you'd come with your own marker. They put it right there.
That's not nice, Phil.
That's
Okay, if you were a Catholic and they give you that
Okay, okay.
little bit of ash, boom.
Used to take
When
that
I
home for a
first
month.
came, I never saw Ash Wednesday in its brutal form until I came back to New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
And then
must-
it was Ash Wednesday, and I'm at the serious, and people are walking in with these smudges
So what
on
the
their
hell's going
head,
on? That's
and you just want to do this.
I never did that. It's so stupid, wasn't it?
You know, they just went like this, and then they said, "I voted." You know,
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, I voted right.
Try going to a Catholic school.
Yeah, but I
did that. Everybody
the
had
thing
them.
about the cataract thing is it's so simple now. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just I have a doctor who it's like cataracts are us, and you go there and there are like 20 people, and they're all in these little chairs waiting, and it's next, and then you go in 15 minutes, beep, 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 next guy, meep, 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 next guy, meep, meep, meep. Amazing, just amazing. And
you know, I got cataracts, but they're not ripe. This ripe shit.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
talk about
understand.
ripe.
I can't see at
Yeah,
night.
that's
Give me the
right.
goddamn thing. I don't want to wear glasses anymore.
yeah,
See, your insurance company won't pay for it till they're
Kaiser. It's
Yeah.
Kaiser. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Kaiser, you're not
right.
getting
Medicare for all.
At Kaiser, they robbed you of your
very-
prostate, so just remember that's Kaiser
fun.
for you.
They could have
Marjorie said to me, "Why does he have Kaiser? He can afford
know.
any
Why is that?
hospital plan he can get." And I told him, "I don't know, something that had to do with you know."
Very easy. It is the easiest thing. You go there, they got everything is there. You know, you need a heart operation, boom, they got it. You need a prostate operation, bida bam, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, your toenails need clipping, boom, they got
You
it.
need a funeral? They got that there too.
No, I go to Costco for that.
Yeah.
They
Get
see
a,
him coming. Now we got a mark.
Costco's got caskets.
they have caskets, but the
Go to the
thing,
wrong window, you're
the
screwed.
thing is,
love
if
it.
you're Jewish, it doesn't work to get a Costco casket because it takes them like 3 days to deliver it, and Jews have to be buried within 2. So
Yeah, man.
If you do the right thing, you buy it ahead of time,
Leave
keep
it
it
in
in
the
the
bed.
living room,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know you can store stuff in it. You know,
Keep
kind
it
of like a
down.
hope.
I'm
nest.
only buying
Like a
I'm
hotel.
only buying my casket from Costco if they can guarantee me that the label on it will say Kirkland.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
that's
get
right.
it from Amazon, you'll have it the next day.
FedEx it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to
Amazon
joke-
delivers the next day and free.
In fact,
wonder
they
if
can probably get it
Amazon
to you
has
before
caskets.
they probably can get it to you just before you die. So that's
You have to
good,
buy
too.
2 of them at a time. They're wrapped together.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to joke at UPS about a commercial. If you die on a Wednesday and you want that body next the next day, ship it next day here. And I thought, oh my God, if we ever start shipping dead bodies, I am out.
By the way, you have.
Limited
I,
to
I was, I was,
7
I was talking about this to Marjorie. You still have UPS stock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you work for UPS, and
Yeah.
the people, by the way, at UPS, really, you kind of own the company, right? When you work for them? No.
Listen, remember in '97, Alex, when
Bought
we
out.
went on strike?
Yeah.
Well, what happened is after the strike,
Yeah.
UPS went public. The sad thing is, during the strike, a lot of the drivers and employees sold their stock out of anger.
Yeah.
And what a mistake that was, because when we went public, the stock doubled and split.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, that's, we're not employee owned, but that in itself has been a real, UPS's
Yeah.
stock is probably at 120 something, but when I got it, it was only like 40 something.
Yeah, what I was saying to her is, you probably are doing okay with that stock, because considering the influx of Amazon and all of that, it has become a far bigger business, because everything that people get now, they don't go shopping anymore. They just sit there waiting for Amazon to deliver.
Did I
Okay.
read?
So today-
Wait, let her finish, Phil.
So today at Costco, I'm in the what's called the wet depot, also known as the chill freeze. So we got done early today and right up the road, because in Tracy there's 4 warehouses. There's the store, then there's the dry depot, the wet depot where I work, and then there's Costco e-commerce.
Wet depot.
So we got done early, and so I said, well, I'll go to e-com to work another 4 hours. So I'm working like 10 hours a day. And all it is all the online stuff, and it's all going into these UPS trailers.
Yeah. Well, what is it, a wet spot? What's the name of that?
It's the wet depot. So
The
we
wet
get all
depot.
the meat, chicken, fish, all the produce, all the frozen stuff. So I work in it's like 35 degrees.
By the way, how much are those caskets?
$11.99, Amazon Prime, next day delivery.
Yeah, but they got one there for $67. It's cork.
Yeah, that's a Halloween coffin box. Pack of 2. Uses decor or a pet coffin. The big coffin. Oh, they got a white one.
They
under
also
there.
have urns. They also have urns there.
Well, I looked up coffin. Here's one for $9.99. What a deal! Free shipping.
Oh my God, they do have it.
Yeah.
I should get one.
You can get the Titan.
Tony.
Deliver it right
Was
to your doorstep.
1,074.
God forbid.
Imagine if you weren't home for the day and they just left it on the doorstep.
Here's a
Some
biodegradable
porch bandit tries to steal it.
pine casket, $500. Only one left. Order soon.
I mean, that's kind of
Dave
cool.
died 20 years ago. His coffin was like
Yeah.
$6,000.
Yeah. Richard Johnson's calling. You there, Richard?
That's morbid.
No, I guess he's not here.
I mean, they can sell everything, but isn't that kind of like, maybe we shouldn't sell coffins? Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one.
And they come in
Overnight
colors.
caskets.
They got
And Kathleen would like this one. It's Briar Rose Lilac, purple with a pink interior.
Gross.
$12.99.
Does that have a CD player?
Cremated.
No, it's a casket.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Where is it? Funeral Costco. Here we go. Wait a minute. Here comes Richard again. Oh, boy. Richard, are you there? Are you there, Richard? Well, if you're not going to be there, don't call anymore, okay? Thank you.
Having problems. getting
Okay, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Let me see here. Where
Said by the guy that wants more callers.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, here, folks, you can see we have there we go. There you go. There are the caskets. This is for the audience more than anybody else. And look, you got one $9.99. They're all $9.99. There's $12.99, $8.99.
What a deal.
Here's like an urn.
Yeah.
That's why you learn.
Oh, yeah. Earn while you learn.
Learn while you learn.
And they have all the, I looked, a hummingbird adult cremation urn.
Oh, $99.99 for the blue one.
Yeah.
What? Don't
Well,
pay.
hey, folks, the fact of the matter is that the what do you call it? The urns are like $89. That's cheap, right?
Yeah, but what's the cremation cost?
Oh well, in India, next to nothing.
That's what you're left with.
Yeah. So that's they do sell them, and here comes here. Forget it. I don't want Richard Johansson. Forget it.
What's the delivery on these things?
Huh?
What's the delivery? Richard either calls from Norway or Vietnam.
Yes, Patrick. Let me do the transition here. Yes, Patrick.
As far as urn, can't you just use a coffee can or some shit? I mean,
Yeah, totally.
I got a relative. She passed away. I don't know, like 2 years ago, and she was a big. She'd go to Goodwill and she would buy pottery because she was like an art collector, and she wouldn't buy just garbage. It was shit that she liked it, and she liked like flowered shit, and so she got what she in her will. She said, "Put me in this particular pottery."
Flowered shit base.
Yeah, and that was it. And it cost her probably like $3.99 at Goodwill, and she's sitting on her son's mantle or whatever. So I don't know. I want to get cremated and then just flush me down the fucking toilet.
So my friend's mother-in-law died. They cremated her. They put you in a cardboard box. It was a pretty cardboard box, but it was a cardboard box. Uh-huh. And in those years, I had a boat. And we went out into the bay, and they dumped it off the back of my boat, into the bay. Yeah.
I want the whole Big
Really?
Lebowski thing.
By the way,
I don't think it's legal to do that, but who's going to see me?
Bree has a very unusual Skype tonight. He's square. He's not widescreen.
Oh, really? No, he's widescreen on mine.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Not on mine. No, on yours you can't tell. But look
Is
at
there some
the
button
screen.
I should push to
on my Skype?
change it?
I don't know how there's a there.
Are you on your Russian phone?
No, I am on my Asus ZenBook Pro, which is like the most advanced laptop out there.
Yeah.
It even has a double screen down below at the trackpad.
I'm going to try Johansson one more time here, and let's see if he.
I got it on sale at Best Buy. It was one of those. Somebody bought it, didn't quite like it, took it back, and then I got a big discount on it.
Nice.
They got Best Buy at Kuala Lumpur?
No, this was when I was back in the States.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have. He just never.
Alex, how do you get that thing
With
in the
Richard,
back?
you'll get a full
your background
house.
is muffled.
What did you say?
He blurred it.
With Richard,
how do you blur that?
It's a Skype thing. With Richard, you get a full house.
No, that would only be 9. We need 10.
No, you got 3, 4,
It's
5,
been so
6,
long
7, 8,
since
9.
we've had a full house.
Richard gives you 10.
It's been so long since we've had a
there,
full
house,
house. Yeah.
It'd be 10, including you, Alex.
Yeah, I guess. But he keeps trying to get in, and then he doesn't get in, and that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying. Let me see here. What was it I was going to do? I forgot now. Oh, I know what it was. What were you saying about the blurriness?
I got it.
Found it out.
Yeah, he blurred his background. He figured it out.
Who did it?
Bree.
Oh, Bree? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. See? That, and I can do it for you guys. You can. I've done it, actually. It's the way it is tonight. Yeah. Oh, doesn't seem so personal. That's better. I like that. Don't you like that better?
Yeah, I don't like the blur.
Yeah. You know why they do the blur?
So I'll think that my eyesight is going?
No, because
my sugar's out of control?
No, because it is a thing about people having messy houses and things like that.
Oh my.
And they want to like, blur themselves. You can do that, right, Kevin? You can blur yourself as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Or if there's personal shit in your background, they don't want you don't want to show it, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah. You're frozen again, Kevin. Just reboot your camera there for a second.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Huh?
He's not frozen for me.
No.
Really? But well, he's frozen. He's frozen.
Frozen
here.
on your feed.
Yeah.
In the,
there we go. He's better now.
YouTube.
Yeah. He's.
We gotta
he's
prepare
frozen on
documents.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
See him moving.
Hands.
So we're getting towards tomorrow night's the last night of the year for our shows.
I know.
We don't have.
Oh, when are you back, Alex?
We're back January
June
2nd.
15th.
Oh, you're going to do
January
tomorrow's
2nd?
your last night?
I will be in
tomorrow's-
Thailand.
Yeah, tomorrow's. Well, you're going to be in Thailand. I'd like
I'll
to
have to
say,
do
boy,
my,
what a trip that's going to be. But it's in your neighborhood, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
right across the bay.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have to do my Gabnet Santa tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I was thinking maybe of doing a show on Christmas Eve, but I don't know why, because nobody will be listening.
Well, it replaces the Yule log.
So why don't you
I listen.
let's do your Santa thing tomorrow night, and then if I
Should be here, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
So, Bree, what are you doing in Thailand?
Here comes Richard.
Oh, it's,
Richard's
doing a couple of
trying.
things. Mainly, it will be a vacation, obviously, but I have to revamp an online course that I teach for a U.S. university, and I'm also going to be starting a book on radio and society in Thailand as a follow-up to the book that I wrote on Singapore radio. It's like a part of the series.
Yeah. What do they got? The top 100 in Singapore, or
Did I show you my book?
No.
No.
Let's see.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that Bree was a published author.
All right.
If I had known that, I would
It's
treat it
blur.
like
You
a
have to
little.
unblur.
You got to pull back a little. No, back.
Singapore radio.
Probably has to unblur himself because
Yeah.
it's not,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it says Singapore radio, but it's
That's
Yeah.
hard to.
See.
Singapore
Yeah.
radio then and now. is my
unblur
book.
yourself. Because
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. It's not worth mentioning.
So, what was the big difference in Singapore radio, and how does it
well, you try to get a
compare
plug
to
and
US
then you
radio?
don't use it.
Now I'm
Now
doing.
we're really curious.
Well, how,
Yeah.
how does Singapore radio compare to U.S. radio? And is
Well,
it
the
different?
difference is I could probably get a job there.
You have
You
to
could,
read the
Alex.
book.
Do you know Casey Kasem?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's dead.
His son is very popular radio DJ in Singapore.
Wow.
Really?
Mike Kasem. Yeah.
Right.
He's been there for years. My favorite is Gene Denker, class 95. And I have a former student who is a DJ on 987 FM in Singapore and one at another one. But yeah, so no, I mean it's I'd say it's a mix between several countries. It's a mix, the influences. The heaviest influence is probably Australia and the US and China and Britain.
Yeah.
Talk shows.
They do have one. They used to have one called 938 Live, but now they had Radio Singapore International, but they've combined them now. They have their own version of sort of Al Jazeera. It's called Channel News Asia, and so they simulcast the audio, and they have CNA 938 CNA.
So
A
Alex
CNA
could do
video.
a show over there from New York.
But
in
nobody
the
would
hours-
nobody would understand a word I had to say.
They generally speaking, they don't have kind of NPR or BBC. Their radio is more an informer. It's not really a forum or a discussion place.
So they need.
Yeah, and if we
Gabnet.
started talking about rectums, we'd get kicked off right away.
No,
Well, no, you have to-
no. Actually, you get whipped.
Caned. I think they
Can't.
caned.
They can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Everybody
get our
just
wankies
gets
cut
caned.
off.
Get our wankies
Caned
cut
in
off. Our wankies cut off.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, maybe they should cut off my wanky. That's
They have
why.
Crazy cane.
there's a lot of interesting things, and that I was able to write about. But one of which is, for example, they have 4 national languages, but one of them would not be able to support itself on the radio without not without subsidies. So the government funds that so that they can reach that percentage of the population. It's in Tamil, the Tamil language, which is an official language of Singapore. It's just not. If you had a commercial station, it probably wouldn't make it. So, they fund that, and they subsidize all of the stations to a certain degree. There's they are independent, they are privatized, but and they're always connected in some way to a holding company or something else, and the director or are appointed by the government. So. Yeah. It's not government broadcasting, but it's close to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll come over there and try and get a job. I keep trying to think about, at my age, nobody will hire me. They just won't hire me.
You could get a job. You could.
No, I kept thinking the other day, I'd really like to make a meaningful living. I'd like to make some money. And but there's nobody that will hire me.
Walmart's hiring.
Shut
right. I always found that so crazy, Alex. There are in Thailand there are sort of expat English radio stations. In Phuket, I think there was Tiger Radio. I don't know if that's still around. And in Taipei, Taiwan, they have something called ICRT, which is the International Community Radio Station. And here in Malaysia, we have English stations. Singapore has English stations. All of the countries usually have some type of English presence on the radio, and you could easily work at one of those beach radio stations in Thailand.
Yeah. Well, I'm heading over there then.
What do they pay? 12 baht? 8 cents.
I have to get my cancer fixed first, and then I'll come over.
They'll do it very inexpensively in Thailand.
You can get your cancer fixed in Thailand. They've got medical tourism.
But I don't think, it's funny. I'm very lucky to be sick in New York, okay? Right. Because, and Jeff knows this because he's been in the medical profession for years.
Or Pittsburgh.
And he knows this is probably ground zero for medicine, okay?
Yeah. Depends on which area. If you have a heart or you want to be in Pittsburgh.
No, New York... what is it?
Pittsburgh
New York
is
Hospital?
where all that started.
I thought DeBakey was the guy that started it down in Texas.
Yeah, I think Jonas Salk was from Pittsburgh.
That was polio.
Yeah, that was polio.
But I'm just saying that for stuff like I've got...
First heart transplant.
Can we
look that up?
Phil was saying,
DeBakey.
"Oh well."
Phil was the first.
Oh, it was in South Africa.
Phil was Phil was
first one. Yeah.
Phil was talking about
Bernard. Or whatever.
Well, that Christian Bernard. Yeah. Yes, Jeff.
My first heart surgery was done from a guy from South Africa.
Oh, really?
He came to Yale, and he was the head heart surgery.
That's
there.
right. DeBakey was Christian Barnard's assistant.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
So,
that's it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
My first back surgery was by a doctor from South Africa.
Yeah. I've never had surgery except for tonsils. Except for my tonsils. I've never had any surgery of any sort.
Well, much circumcision.
And I don't think. Yeah, right. But I don't think this counts as surgery either, does it, Jeff? What I'm doing? No.
It's it's pretty much minimally invasive.
Yeah.
There's a small needle that they're putting in, right?
In the perineum.
Stick them with gold.
Yeah. It's
it's so minimally.
Where's your gold? It's up my ass.
Yeah.
I know, Alex, but if somebody were going to go, I'd rather go in Thailand than New York. Sorry.
By the way, Kathleen, are you cold tonight? You look at you.
No, what's nice about having a son who's like as tall as me now? I get to wear his stuff.
Patrick's had his hand up. I don't know if you can see him.
Let me see. Where?
Patrick.
Oh, Patrick. Yes,
Patrick.
Patrick.
You put it down.
I did have it up. When you were talking about South Africa and that. My spinal surgery was done by an Orthodox Jew, so
Yeah.
you know.
And that was a
failure.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Well, the problem was his yarmulke got in the way, and that's why you're now not able to walk.
Wow. Yeah. No, I all of my surgeons that I've had have been U.S. based and taught in the U.S. And my spinal surgeon, I believe he practiced. He had an internship and residency in New York. That's why I brought it up, because that's where he was originally from too.
Is he a good spinal surgeon?
Yeah, I mean, he's retired now, but I would definitely, if I had to have another surgery done and he was still practicing, I would definitely go to him, because it wasn't anything he did that paralyzed me. It was my body's reaction to...
next time you talk to him, would you ask him, if you walk on a crack, do you break your mother's back?
Oh, remember that? Yeah.
You do?
That was an old wise tale. Oh, shit.
The first gallbladder surgery what William Stewart did on his mother in his sister's kitchen.
This was a relative of yours. He also did abortions on that same kitchen table. So I would just
He did not.
But Marjorie has they took a what do you call it, a CT scan of her back, and she has a broken vertebrae. They discovered.
So you're gonna fuse it?
I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe it's not a vertebrae. Something broken in her back. And then they found
disc or something. Jeez.
Maybe, well,
was this from when she fell?
You know, when did she fall? I'm trying to remember. When she did that. You know something?
That was a knee.
In the city, remember?
But still, it's funny you should mention it, because she just noticed it in a recent CT scan, and it could be that when she took that fall, that's what happened. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you. I thought it was her knee.
It was her knee.
That's what she had the surgery and all that stuff on. Yeah.
Yeah, but it could have affected the back. You don't. Yeah. That could be. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever.
We have a very good orthopedic surgeon around here, and he's a very funky guy, and his father was a surgeon like that, and his brother also, and they're very well known. But the one thing that they hate is they don't want their patients after surgery. They want them to go home and never get physical therapy or anything for a month, because they're always concerned about infection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just being in the hospital. The worst place for having an infection.
Yes.
Well, that's what
you gotta pull it back, Bree.
Yeah, it's blurred because
when you're that close.
It's blurred.
Sorry. Pull it back.
I don't think it's working. That's my other book.
Because of your blurring.
Presidential position.
If you unblur your background, you'll be able to see
coverage
it.
of portrayals of Clinton and Bush.
Yeah. You can't see it when you have your blurred background.
Is this part of your? Is this your? Is this?
But I am a published author.
But is this a part of your publish or perish thing in education?
Yes.
Do you have to publish?
Yeah.
Publish or die.
Publish or perish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any on audio? Your books?
I was the teaching associate for Dr. Stan Alton, who wrote the book Audio and Media. So I used to, proofread some of the copy on the new editions on that. Audio and Media is considered the Bible by anybody in the audio industry.
Yeah.
He also wrote Recording Studio. Unfortunately, he passed away this year. I actually donated back to Syracuse for the first time in my life to his fund. But I never wrote anything in particular in that area. I just have written in political communication during my graduate school, and then radio, audio, media after
Yeah, I wrote a book, but I don't know if it's going to get published. It's called Trump Can Blow Me.
It's a
I thought it was Life in the Fast Lane.
Trump can blow me, and it's But then again, he probably wouldn't want to.
Speaking of that,
It's a
your boy
common-
Pete Buttigieg got attacked at the debate, I hear.
Yeah, this is what I hear too. But he's the guy they're gunning for.
Was
now.
that gay bashing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, he's the guy they're gunning for because he's really getting a lot of heat lately, and but I don't think any of these guys are the Trump killer.
Tulsi Gabbard's taking heat back in Hawaii because she voted
She's not
president.
even part of it anymore.
Yeah, but she was the only person that really stood up. She didn't change parties, but she you like her, huh?
None of them are going to win.
Patrick likes her.
None
I
of them
like
are
her.
going to win. None of them.
Patrick likes her because he would like Tulsi Gabbard to blow him. So anyway, yeah.
And I'm surprised she voted president when she's a Russian agent, according to Hillary.
Yeah.
Well,
Every
That's
time
what Putin
every
told you to do.
time someone turns around, Buttigieg should be in a different area, like Elf on the Shelf. Like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Well, you gotta
go.
watch it when they turn around if Buttigieg is there.
Don't bring out that elf on a shelf.
You gotta be careful. Keep your hands behind you.
Yep.
I'll tell you something. He's pretty. What's all that noise?
Ooh, I don't know. That's you.
And
My audio settings just popped up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It's probably sucking like all the sound out of the room. Is what's happening. But anyway,
Buttigieg does that.
enough of the gay jokes about Buttigieg. We know he's gay, and so what?
He's gay?
Oh, I don't care
Oh,
about that.
God, I didn't know.
I mean, I just think that I just think there's nobody out there that can really do the job. I mean, the only thing you can hope for is that no matter who they nominate, he will get enough heat behind him or her that those people who are so alienated from Trump will make the difference. Okay, but I wouldn't count on that. I mean, how do you feel, Kevin? You feel? Are you optimistic or pessimistic about this whole thing?
More pessimistic than anything else.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody that's going to jump out.
Yeah.
No, nobody.
Not yet.
You know what part of the problem is? I'll tell you what part of the problem is. All this happened too early. I mean, they've been out there doing the debating and the going around and politicking and everything for like 8 months now.
Yeah.
To the
Didn't
point where
Republicans do that?
the point where we're tired of that.
Didn't the Republicans do the same thing
No.
when they weren't,
No.
when Obama was
Yes,
in
they
office, and then
Did they?
the Republicans came out pretty early. They had many debates. They had 19 people on the stage.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah,
the A's and
and-
the B's.
And it became a mistake by them.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it wasn't a mistake for Trump.
I think the Democrats would have served themselves well by saying we're not going to start any of this politicking till like around August, September.
Who was
Okay,
the first Democrat to come out and run? Is he still there?
I don't know. They all kind of jumped. A
It
bunch
was
of
Warren.
them jumped.
Elizabeth Warren.
Was it
Was she?
Warren?
Yeah.
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 And I think that was way last year, right?
Yeah.
Like towards the end
She
of
was looking
last
for the
year?
Indian vote.
Does
I
anybody
have one
think she was
word
thinking
to
about-
describe
She was
Elizabeth
crying
Warren
tonight.
when I watched the debates.
Yeah,
And
you
that
saw that too,
was-
right? She was starting to tear.
What were you saying?
Real.
What were you saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the prior mayor of New York?
But you
Bloomberg.
mean
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg?
Bloomberg.
He is, and I'm saying this, he is like the absent candidate. You just never hear anything about him. You just see all his ads on TV, but that's not any way to win an election. You got to
Yeah.
go out there.
It's
It's still.
What is Tom Steyer doing up there?
Oh my God, we see those
Yeah.
commercials all the time.
Oh
here
yeah, Bloomberg. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, but
They only have
Yeah.
one topic, and it's
Yeah.
defeat Trump. They have no agenda. See, the problem
Phil,
is
we don't want to hear your crap. Yes,
No, but you're
Doesn't matter,
talking about
it
an
doesn't matter
empty
if they have an
vessel.
agenda or not. It's not getting passed.
yes, Patrick.
I gotta say that here in Wisconsin, it Bloomberg and Steyer commercial constantly, and I see nothing from anyone else. Not that I watch a lot of television, but when I record shows, I see only those two, and that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody else. And I mean, it takes money, obviously, but if they're gonna win in Wisconsin, they better do more than just put those two out here.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
am voting
Bree
for
had-
Bree. Yeah.
Andrew Yang, folks. What's going on? This guy tells you he's going to give you $1,000 every month. Who is not voting for that? I mean, because anybody else.
Because
vote
I'm
for
holding
not
out for
getting anything.
2,000.
You don't give it.
You vote
I'm
for
not gonna
anybody
vote for
I
that.
kind of like Andrew Yang, and it's not the
You're getting
$1,000.
Nothing.
It's the fact that
Nothing.
he thinks Andrew Yang thinks forward. He's thinking
That's
about
right.
what's going to happen when
That's right.
all this automation comes on board. The $1,000 a month, I think that was not the best thing to go with, because you
That's
didn't
what I want.
understand. You didn't
I want
understand what he
$1,000 a
wanted.
month, Bill.
I know, but you didn't understand.
I
what he
want
wanted
the $1,000
behind
bucks. I'm
that.
not voting for him, but I want the $1,000. So just get
I'm
it to
voting
me.
for him because he'll give me $1,000 and no one else has given me anything
Well,
else.
Trump will give it to you. The check will be in the mail.
Never come.
But one of his campaign promises is he will come in your mouth.
No, that's Buttigieg.
You know,
That's what I thought
one
you
more
meant.
Buttigieg gay joke. It just doesn't fly, Phil.
Oh, you make a gay joke on Trump.
I think it's already clear that it's Biden, that the Democratic Party is going to pick Biden,
I
and
think the fix is in.
and the reason why they're able to do it is because Sanders and Warren are splitting that niche there. If Sanders or Warren dropped out or teamed up, it'd be very hard for the Democratic Party to sort of squash them out.
Yeah.
But one of the things I thought was interesting, I saw, and Alex won't like it because he doesn't like Cenk Uygur, but Cenk Uygur is from the Young Turks is running for Congress now, so he's technically a politician. And Bernie Sanders endorsed him, and then he had to unendorse him because Democrats got upset with, what some of the things that Cenk had said earlier in his career. That is one of the reasons they caved so quick. Trump. You got to hand it to him. If he doesn't support, he'll support someone as long as they
Cenk
support him.
Uygur is the kind of asshole who has a radio program and thinks that is a good reason to run for president. And that's bullshit. You don't take something that you have a cachet for and try and cash that in political terms.
Trump did it.
Worked for Reagan.
Trump
Worked for Trump.
It worked for Trump, but I just think it's wrong.
I agree
He
with
didn't have
you.
a radio show. He had a TV
I agree
show.
with you,
What?
but that's why one of the reasons why the Democrats will have difficulty winning.
Yeah.
That's because their platform sucks. That's why they're going to have a difficulty winning.
Well, they're not going to get
Better than the
Medicare
Republican
for
platform.
Yeah, but you don't know
that.
what their platform is yet, Phil. So how can
Yeah,
you
I know
say-
what it is. Well, I can beat Trump. No, I can beat Trump. I can beat him like a drum.
Well, the public wants somebody they feel can beat Trump. That is a
don't
major
think so.
factor. I mean,
No, the left wing media wants somebody that can beat Trump, and the
Oh,
DNC wants
Phil,
somebody,
Phil,
but I don't
you
think
make
that
my
the public
head, you
wants
make
it.
my head hurt. You really
Yeah,
do.
good.
Yeah. And God knows, I need every brain cell I can get now.
Yeah. Well, how many do you lose once you hit 80?
What did you say?
You start losing brain cells faster at 80, right?
Grain cells?
Brain cells, yes.
What?
All right. Good straight man.
Yeah. Well, I still am able to pretty well hold a conversation here.
They say we're going to be able to upload our brains, within 20 years, And then, that cloud thing's coming in 40 years where we're all just uploaded to the cloud.
Yeah, but they'll
The
charge us
singularity.
$1,000 a month, and then we'll have to give back all the money we get from Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
For storage,
So tomorrow
Seriously,
I think I'm going out.
What are you going to get voting for anybody else? Why not just vote for Yang and hope you get
might get
$1,000?
health care. You might be able to not die.
No.
You can't.
I don't think that's coming.
Andrew Yang said you could use the $1,000 towards health care.
Good idea.
Well, the thing is, if
you can use it on whatever
if
you
we get
want.
health care the way that
I want a guaranteed $1,000.
If we get health care the way that the Republicans want it, I would be dead. Within a short time.
The courts ruled that the individual mandate was unconstitutional today.
Yeah, they're going to keep going after that because even in Britain now, the American health system is encroaching.
Yes, you mean your Republican Supreme Court? Your loaded Supreme Court?
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
There are going to be a lot of people without health care now, Phil.
They didn't want it in the first place.
Oh,
they had, they could get.
Phil,
if they wanted health care, they could buy it
without Medicare.
50,000 people can die every year.
Without Medicare and SAG-AFTRA, I would be a dead man very shortly. Okay, so we need everything we can get, and fuck the Supreme Court. They're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
I know what I said, Patrick, and I'm sticking to it. You see the look on Patrick's face? It was like anyway, so
he opened the other eye.
Shouldn't even be there.
Yeah. Well, now he won't have a big blotch in the middle of his eye vision. That's great. It's great that those operations like you had used to take months to get better.
So why did they have to put the mark on the one eye that they were doing so they didn't forget and do the other eye?
Yeah,
My mistake?
that's right.
They do dozens of those every day.
Yeah.
I mean, if they would lose track of which eye was going to be.
Yeah, they did that with me. They did that with me. They put I think they put a piece of tape on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right over the eye, so they knew which one to do. Yes, Patrick.
Yeah, I got the mark, and then they put a sticker as well. And the thing is, Phil, there was a lady that was in the waiting room with me. They took her like 5 minutes before me. She was holding pre-op. Then they took me. I'm talking to the nurses, and I'm having everybody laugh, and we're having a good time. She can hear me. She's chiming in. And then I'm in recovery, and I'm in my chair, and I'm having a cup of coffee, and the nurses and I are talking, and this lady, the same one, walked by me, stops and says, "Thank you, Patrick, for making it such a fun time." And then she walked out, and I followed. I mean, that's how they just...
Hey, Patrick,
it's like an assembly line.
Patrick, what did the sticker say? Trump in 2020?
No.
Yes.
It says, I voted, is what it said.
If they didn't mark his eye, next thing you know, he's got boobs.
Or he's a cyclops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah.
No, he's playing with them.
Yeah, now he's playing with us. With that, we'll start bringing this to a close. I don't want to see him. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, Neil. You are a crazy bunch of motherfuckers, I gotta tell you. This has been a good one tonight. Kathleen, thank you so much. And of course, Charlie, great having you here. Phil, as always. Tony, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Bree. Why have you got your ears closed? You're trying not to hear him play with his breasts? Anyway, everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye back to you, okay? There we go. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Tomorrow night be the last citizen panel of the year. So you might want to actually get in on that in some way, shape, or form. Jack Bishop is next. He's here with The Intersection. And I'll be back again tomorrow night right after Damian Chaplin. does his little thing at 9:30 called the Exchange. I'm Alex Bennett, and I will see you at 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Same time, same station in life, and in the meantime, if you see her, yeah, tell her I love her, okay? Bye, everybody.